All right. Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back taking a look at the tropics. Today is Thursday, August 26th, 2021, and this is just going to be a quick morning tropical update on what is now Tropical Depression 9. So, Hurricane Center has initiated advisories on Tropical Depression 9, located south-southwest of Jamaica this morning. You can see the system down here in the central to western Caribbean. Maximum state winds are just 35 miles an hour, and the system is moving to the northwest at 13 miles an hour, generally tracking towards the western tip of Cuba in the coming days and should be in the Gulf of Mexico by this weekend. So, this is in Des 99L. We talked extensively about it last night. And as expected, we have our tropical depression on deck this morning. We will have Tropical Storm Ida likely this evening at some point. The first Hurricane Center package is out. The first cone is out. Quickly wanted to show you that. The Hurricane Center does explicitly forecast rapid intensification of what will be Ida by the weekend and does put a storm near major hurricane intensity on the doorstep of Louisiana by Saturday morning. And you can see the first cone does include much of Mississippi all the way to basically the edge of Houston is still the large goalpost, but this is based on track uncertainty. And again, the cone is anywhere the eye could come ashore, so anywhere in between. Computer models this morning are beginning to zero in on Louisiana a little bit. Your 0Z or 12Z suite of models all clustering up somewhere in central Louisiana, although clustering on these models does not necessarily mean high confidence. It just means all these models see the same thing. But this falls in line also with our global computer models as the European model is shifting more and more towards Louisiana, which was the more western lying model, and the GFS still heavily clustering somewhere in Louisiana. So it appears that eastern or central Louisiana is the most likely landfall point, but I do stress uncertainty remains. Sometimes weaker storms can wobble and move and shift a little bit before they kind of stay on their track. So, if you're in eastern Texas or even in Mississippi, don't count out the possibility of the storm still coming your way. And also remember, even if the storm, say, landfalls in eastern Louisiana, obviously some of the worst weather will be off to the east of the center in that right front quadrant, which could put, parts of Mississippi and Alabama in pretty rough weather still. So please don't follow the cone too closely. As far as intensity is concerned, again, the Hurricane Center explicitly forecast rapid intensification. The 72-hour point of 95 knots or 110 miles an hour, which is the top end of Category 2, is the tied for the strongest 3-day intensity increase that the Hurricane Center has ever put out for a tropical depression, meaning the Hurricane Center is not going to wait around and go, well, we're going to forecast a weaker storm and then bring it up as they do sometimes. They're not going to start small and work up with this one. They've basically thrown the book at this immediately and saying, listen, this is going to be a major hurricane at landfall. And that is what we expect. This treat from Rob over at Crown Weather Services also shows the fact that the system will likely be not only be tracking over the Gulf of Mexico, which is widely, 86 to 88 degree plus water, very, very warm water, but there's a current of even strong or deeper warm water, which is called the loop current in the southern and central Gulf of Mexico. And not only will the system be crossing it, but it'll basically be paralleling it up until landfall. This water is very deep, very warm, and this will be as much fuel as you can possibly throw at a hurricane. As we talked about in the previous videos, there was really not much in the way of wind shear or in the way of other issues that would slow the system down. It's going to have plenty of moisture. The outflow aloft and the upper level wind pattern is basically textbook for major hurricane landfalls. And it's going to be moving over about the warmest, deepest water it can possibly find over the next couple days. So, very dangerous situation coming for the Gulf Coast, especially for Louisiana. Appears to be the most likely landfall. We're going to know a lot more this afternoon. Hurricane hunters are going to go investigate here in a couple hours, and I believe Friday morning we have more hurricane hunters scheduled to go in, and we also have a NOAA Gulf Stream, which will likely sample the high pressure off the coast of the Carolinas, which is guiding this thing in. An airplane is going to go fly around through here, and it's going to go see how strong the steering currents are. That should kind of shape up our computer models, and I would imagine by Friday evening we're going to have a really good idea of where exactly this makes landfall. But the guys, the 72 hours is already taken. So if you got plans, if you got preparation, then you need to start now because adverse conditions could already be on station by late Saturday morning as those first tropical storm bands may already be ashore. So again, significant hurricane threat for the Gulf Coast, especially Louisiana. Preparations need to be underway today. Plans need to be getting started today, and we will have more tonight in a more complete update. So until then, thanks for watching and have a good one.